Since I was a little kid, I've always loved video games.
It's just enjoyable.
Video games are a fun hobby.
It's a form of entertainment.
My friend tell me it's a fun game, so I want to try it out.
And I don't know, it's pretty exciting.
I'm Hillary Cash, co-founder of Restart Internet Addiction Recovery Program. We started Restart a little over a year ago because there was no inpatient treatment available for internet and video game addicts. And I've been doing this work for many years, 15, 16 years, and have all the time been frustrated not to have an inpatient program. So finally we were able to start one. Why are video games so pleasurable? It's important to think in terms of the reward pathway in the brain. When that reward pathway is stimulated, we feel pleasure.
When you just beat the game, you feel like, you just accomplished a lot.
You know that you're doing a good job, and it makes me feel happy.
I have to go through the missions. It's kind of like watching a TV show. I can't just stop for a few weeks. A week will go by and I'll be like, hey, I need to finish it up. Let me just get it over with and finish it.
Video games and the internet in general happen to be set up in such a way that they can be extremely pleasurable. And because they are very convenient and available to us, we can prolong our pleasure too long. We all are drawn to stay engaged in something where we feel rewarded, but it's not predictable. This is the principle on which gambling works. So when you throw the dice, you don't know what's going to come up, and it might be what you want and it might not be. And the same holds true in the successful video games. It's all very unpredictable. So that unpredictability or intermittent reinforcement is at work in video game addiction.
When I play video games against stronger opponents, I feel really, really scared that my ability against theirs is not superior than theirs. I have a fear, a nervousness that, I just can't beat my opponent. And sometimes the outcome might not end up how you think it would.
The younger you are when you start playing video games, the more your brain is wired so that it wants to play video games. And it's good at playing video games, and it's not getting wired to be good at other things. And so if playing video games becomes the easy default thing to do, if you haven't developed as much facility in other areas.
Back in intermediate school, what's the first thing you do when you come home? You go and play video games. You go do something completely not related to school. Like, you go to school, what are you thinking about all day? Oh, I just got this game. I can't wait to go home and play it. I want to finish this. I want to do that. So I would come home and, I would just play. And then, okay, it's dinner time, fine. You go eat dinner, you go do a little bit of work, and then what do? You play again until you go to bed. You go to sleep, and then you just repeat the process. And I mean, it was mine as well as a lot of people I know, and a lot of people I still know, that was their daily routine.
It kind of becomes a habit, and sometimes you go into it and start up the game and you don't even really realize why you're doing it. Like, do I need to have fun right now? Maybe I should be doing something more constructive.
There are certain things that make people more vulnerable to video game addiction. Boredom is one, loneliness is another. The desire to avoid difficult and painful emotions. I spoke to one South Korean man about South Korea, and the point he made was that there are very few other activities for young people to do. There just isn't much going on there. Not many people play sports, and there aren't the enriched after-school activities that Americans have more available, parks to go to. And so he feels like everyone is sort of funneled into video game play because there's really nothing else to do. In this country, there are other things to do.
When you're bored, you don't know what to do, and you just play video games. And
It would help me kill time.
You just got sucked into this whole world of video games, and it was like part of your life. It was almost the only part of your life.
And then, of course, once the campaign's over, oh, now I've got to get really good at multiplayer, So it never ends.
When you add in the social factor, that becomes huge as an addictively rewarding element in the game, because people love to feel that they are engaged in competition, engaged in cooperation, achieving status, gaining recognition. They have their friends online. All of that is very pleasurable.
I guess the camaraderie of just, being together, have some fun.
You guys could like probably be in a team.
Sometimes we'll just go all night, just doing like the whole game straight through.
It takes days, weeks, months to master a game. First I play it, I think it's easy. And then when I keep playing it, it gets really hard.
If you're playing something like WoW, is you have to extricate yourself from the game and just stop playing that game, because there really is no way to play in an appropriately limited amount of time if you're in a guild. It just isn't going to happen because they are counting on you.
My friends do rely on me a little bit.
Teamwork is really a key when you're playing multiplayer against other opponents. You have to really work with each other with teamwork in order to be a good teammate.
All addictions are driven by the desire to escape something. And then the allure, the thing that's pulling the addict, is the pleasure. Procrastination is looking for immediate pleasure as a way to escape the pain of having to work and concentrate and focus. And writing an essay can be hard work. So the game offers immediate reward. The essay offers long-term reward, but you have to delay gratification and work hard and be persistent in order to achieve that. Avoiding the frustrations of real life is part of the push into video game addiction, for sure.
In my life, I'm gonna have plenty of things that I'm hesitant to do, that I flat out don't wanna do. That could be anything from homework to mowing the lawn to having an important conversation.
On some days, I would just
Procrastinate so I don't have to do my papers.
It's easy for me to forget about what I really need to do and get on with playing the game.
If you're in school, you want to go home badly so you can play a game.
Obviously, you can't. You're at school. So you pretty much, you think about it all day.
There have been several studies that have looked at the correlation between the amount of time people spend online, including playing video games, and other signs and symptoms of addiction.
I would probably play about 6 or 7 hours a day.
Somewhere between 2 and 4 hours. If it goes over, it's going to be too much.
The amount of hours I would spend just trying to accomplish my goals, it's unlimited.
The goals you achieve, there's more goals ahead of you, such as getting stronger equips, leveling higher, beating the other rival guilds or opponents.
And it's very hard to resist playing those goals because you really want to
Work hard on it. If you play for a long time and you didn't succeed it yet, you should try it and try to beat your goal.
Because of all the hours I'm wasting on the game, I feel that I should be more competitive.
When there's a ranking system, you really want to be at the top, and you get idolized by all the players and pros that you see that you idolized back then. So when you beat them, maybe they could idolize you back, so you get the same fame and joy that they had.
So that would motivate me into gaining more levels, gather more gold, stay on the game for longer.
After a while, the game started becoming really addictive, and I've been spending a lot of time playing it. And every day after school, I would try to just run home, open a computer, and just out-level my friends. And you barely sleep a lot because the game, it makes your mind focus on the game so much that
You need to play constantly, all day, every day.
24 hours I just sit on the computer playing the game non-stop.
You could relate it to work. It's really hard and stressful to know that someone is higher level than me.
So to be on top of a game, you really gotta dedicate your life to the video game itself and not worry about reality.
I really played nonstop. I just got really hooked into them.
You get too excited and you play too much and you
Forget about everything else and just really not care.
And all you remember is the game.
And I would just, go on and play.
Wake up, brush my teeth, eat breakfast really quick, go on the computer, eat lunch, while I was playing, dinner I would eat while I was playing.
I smoked a lot of cigarettes. I had lack of sleep. I didn't eat sometimes.
And that consumed most of my day. I kind of treated it like a bit of a 9 to 5.
There's no time limit of when the game ends. So sometimes
My eyes are like shutting down, and
I would sleep in class or not even go to class, or I'll end up going to class late.
I would usually like go in like fourth period when I was supposed to go into first period.
So I need to like take a moment and realize, why am I so stressed out right now? Oh, right, because I took this a little
too far, and I don't do my homework.
I sacrificed a lot with schoolwork and like even a job and friends. I didn't get to catch up with my friends when they went out to like, go hang out and everything.
I actually have stayed home a couple of times and actually got, into trouble with my friends.
I would tell them, I'm busy. I have like something family dinners
And sometimes I would blame it on the bus or, transportation.
But really, I'm at home playing games with my online friends that like I made online.
Relationships that are mediated by a screen don't satisfy our social needs. We need to be able to see and hear and touch each other for that need to really be met. So when people turn to their video gaming or other aspects of the internet out of their loneliness, then it's like being hungry and just eating sugar. In the end, you will starve.
When I accomplished the goal, you'll be happy for the first day and the second day, but after like the third day, you feel like just a normal person again. When reality wants to bite you again, saying you didn't really accomplish anything through a game. I was embarrassed to tell my friends about my video game accomplishment because I didn't want to hear the reaction towards me, because you feel your accomplishment to theirs is inferior because they accomplished so much in reality compared to what you accomplish in virtual reality, that you feel disappointed.
Yeah, I face the consequences of that with school and things like that.
I noticed it led me off track, and I could have done much better.
When you want to do something on reality, it becomes even harder.
My sleep schedule will be totally off, so I'll be exhausted in the daytime and staying awake at night.
I was failing and I really needed to get back on track, or otherwise I'll be held back for a while, and I did not want that.
I really regret not spending the time studying rather than spending 8 hours a day in front of the computer playing games.
Why did I have to do that today? I love this game, I love playing these games, but I really didn't have to, burn the whole day playing this.
I mean, looking back, it's a complete waste of money. And I would definitely say I have way too many video games. I've definitely spent way too much money. I've wasted too much of my parents' money, on this stuff, which now to me is useless. It's packed in boxes. I don't look at it, I don't touch it, I don't have a need to. I could care less about my collection, about, my consoles, what I had.
I could have used, the time that I spent on video games doing more productive things.
Many other things besides sit home and play games and just anything.
Do some paperwork, do some homework, do my chores, anything. Anything else that was more pressing than beating another level in a video game should have been done.
I can do some reading and keep studying on my homework so I can get better in school.
I really should be buckling down and doing some work.
There's more to, life. There's more to this world than just, playing this game or playing games in general over and over.